Each member is acknowledging that they are attending the meeting via Zoom and that they are located in Wayne County, Michigan, unless otherwise stated when I call your name. Commissioner Anderson.
Here.
Commissioner Basham.
Here.
Commissioner Clark Coleman.
Here.
Commissioner Daub.
Here.
Commissioner Hattis.
Present.
Commissioner Killeen.
Right here.
Commissioner Kinlock. Commissioner Kniezek.
Here.
Commissioner Marecki.
Here.
Commissioner Baker McCormick.
Here.
Commissioner Scott.
Present.
Commissioner Varga.
Here.
Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydoun.
Present.
Vice Chair Palomero.
Here.
Chair Bell.
Here.
Commissioner Kinlock. You have a quorum present.
Thank you so much. Next item, please.
Invocation.
Okay, this morning we'll have an introduction of our invocator by Commissioner Marecki. Commissioner Marecki.
Yes, and the introduction of your invocator is Commissioner Marecki.
Okay. Thank you, Commissioner. That was short introduction. Okay.
I actually tried to get a couple people and they all had things to do today, amazingly. So I'm the one this week.
Okay,
So-
Pastor Marecki, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Shall we pray? Dear Lord, thank you for the opportunity we have once again to come together as a body and serve the citizens of this great county. I ask that you guide us in each decision we make and that these decisions are always made with our citizens' well-being in mind. I pray for all of our staff and employees. Please encourage them as they work hard to keep this county running smoothly and efficiently, especially in these trying times. And lastly, I pray for the citizens of this county who have been through so much this past year with COVID, flooding, loneliness, loss of business, and difficulties in schooling. Please let them know that you are there for them and they are not alone. In your name, I pray all of this. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Marecki. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Very, very, very nice. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Next item, please.
Reading, correcting, and approval of the journal.
Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydoun.
Move for approval.
Support.
Has been moved and supported. Any discussion on the journal? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Bye.
Any opposed? Anyone wish to abstain?
Motion carries.
Thank you. Next item.
Report from the chair.
I have nothing right now, but at the end of the meeting, I'll discuss where we are with the budget and tentative dates for budget approval. Next item.
Unfinished business, there is none listed. We're moving to page 2 of the agenda, offering of all petitions, ordinances, resolutions, and presentations. We have one item listed, a presentation by Michigan Opera Theater Leadership on Blue, an African-American inspired opera at the Aretha Franklin Amphitheater in Detroit at 7 p.m. on September 11th and 12th.
Thank you so much. I wanted to give an opportunity for this very unique experience that will happen at the Aretha. Is there someone here from the organization to briefly speak to this? And you may have to unmute everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Wayne Brown, President, CEO of Michigan Opera Theater, and I thank you for the opportunity to address members of the commission this morning. On September the 11th and the 12th, we are delighted to join forces with the Aretha in making possible for our community to benefit from a work known as Blue. It's a 2019 new opera based on a family who struggles with the issues of compatibility in our society, and it's one that will have certain resonance for the Detroiters here in the coming months. We are delighted that it will coincide with the meeting of the North American music critics from throughout North America who will ascend here in Detroit at the Aretha for 2 performances. And will also benefit from the participation of an extraordinary director by the name of Kaneza Shaw, who will join us momentarily. But first, I would like to acknowledge my appreciation to the county executive, Warren Evans, as well as so many members of our community who stepped forward to join us in this effort. But first and foremost, I'd like to acknowledge my appreciation to Shahida Mauzi, head of the effort relative to what will take place at the Aretha. Shahida?
Good morning. It is my pleasure to join you this morning and to look forward to the inaugural opera being presented at the Aretha Franklin Amphitheater by the Michigan Opera Theater. We hope that this is the first of a long relationship of cross-pollinating audiences and talent that will benefit the city and the broader community as well. So we are just so thrilled to be welcoming Blue on September 11th and 12th to the Aretha. And it's going to be a production. I can't wait for people to see it.
Thank you so much, Shahida. And I'm thrilled to introduce Kaneza Shaw, our director, who is currently in Detroit now, involved in rehearsals and preparation for this, what will be a world premiere under her direction. And Kaneza, please take it from here.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. It is an honor to speak with you all, commissioners. I'm just going to get to the point. You know, the fact is, in our country, cultural institutions are expected to function as public space, and they so often, more often than not, fail to gather public's representative of the cities they serve. And you know, it is an extraordinary uphill battle against the forces that render our cultural institutions private spaces to try and gather people in this way. And again, against all of that, the Aretha Franklin and Michigan Opera Theater have agreed to kind of take this on and to ask this question together. And so to be in civic dialogue with you all is obviously very meaningful for this piece. Of course, it's not only the heroic administration and collaboration it takes to think about representative publics, it is also what happens on a stage. And this story, Blue, is an incredible story of a family deeply invested in caring for each other and deeply invested in caring for their communities. It's the story of a family that prides themselves on their civic duties, and they think differently about how civic duty plays out, but together they are thinking about what it means to be citizens and to protect each other. The father is a police officer and the son is getting very politically active. And ultimately the community around this family ends up mourning the loss of the child. I think the complication that this story holds is a platform to truly invite audiences representative of Detroit to come together and gather around these questions about protecting each other and about what our civic duties look like. I think you all, more than anyone, more than most understand that stories build the world. You know, the stories we tell about ourselves and the stories we tell about each other. I feel like our news cycles have taken over all of our good storytelling, and it's time that we artists take that storytelling arena back. So this is an opportunity for us to really do that. And we thank all of you for thinking about the piece with us today. And we really feel that this project is an opportunity to gather this city in a very unique way. And we're excited to place it on that beautiful stage overlooking the water.
Thank you, Kaneza. And I hope that members of the commission will indeed join us in this collaborative effort for our community. And we thank you for the opportunity to offer a little indication of what's to come in Detroit at the Aretha next month. Thank you so much, Mr. Bell.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Brown. Thank you, everyone. I think the arts are so very important to all of us, and to have this unique experience, to have the opera outside with the river and Canada as a backdrop is going to be beautiful, and I am so grateful that you all are bringing the arts to Wayne County in this fashion. So thank you all for what you've done. We look forward to letting all of our constituents know, and hopefully it'll be sold out on both nights and you'll have a great experience, because as I said, arts are so very important, especially for our young people, to see it in many different forms such as opera. So thank you all for joining us today. We appreciate it. If there's any more information that commissioners would like, we can forward additional information to each of you. And again, thank you, Mr. Brown. Thank you, Kaniza. I think I still hit it right. And thank you for the Aretha Franklin Amphitheater for being with us today.
Thank
Thank you
you.
much.
Take care now. Next item, Madam Clerk.
We're moving to reports from committees. Report A is from the Committee on Public Services. There are 8 items listed on pages 2 and 3 of the agenda.
Commissioner Marecki.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would like to take the first item first. And this is the amendments to the Wayne County Stormwater Management Ordinance and Administrative Rules. As you can see from our agenda, the first reading was held for this on August 5th. The second reading will be held today, and we also need to have a public hearing today. So I'd like to make a motion to open for a public hearing.
Support.
It has been moved and supported to open a public hearing. Madam Clerk, do we need a roll call for that one, or can we do everyone say aye?
Drawing a blank. I think we usually do a voice vote.
Okay, to open up the public hearing, voice vote. Madam Clerk.
Oh, you want me to call the
Oh,
roll?
I'm sorry, you said voice vote. All in favor, I'm sorry, we'll make it easier. All in favor, open up a public hearing, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstain? Public hearing is now open for amendments to the Wayne County Stormwater Management Ordinance. Is there anyone from the public who would like to speak on this item? You could unmute everyone, please. Anyone who would like to speak on the amendments to the Wayne County Stormwater Management Ordinance, Administrative Rules? Anyone from the public to speak on the amendments? Okay, is there a motion to close public hearing?
So moved.
Support.
Moving and supported to close the public hearing. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Anyone wish to abstain?
Motion
Okay.
carried.
Thank you. Commissioner Komarski?
Okay, thank you, Madam Clerk. I'd like to move approval of number 1 of amendments to the Wayne County Stormwater Management Ordinance Administrative Rules. And Madam Clerk, do I have to do that separately from the rest of the agenda, or can I move the whole agenda?
You can do them all
Okay,
together.
so I'd like to receive and file numbers 2 and 3, and then approvals for number 4 and 8, 4 through 8 as well.
Support.
Okay. Been moved and supported. Any discussion on
Madam
the item?
Chair.
Yes.
Madam Chair, so, and I don't know if I missed it because my internet went out. So this is Felicia, my apologies. Are we moving the first item as amended? There were some technical amendments that were made after committee with regards to adding the effective date and a few other technical items, nothing substantive. And I know the clerk has the document. I just want to make sure that we're moving the properly revised document right now.
Yeah, yes, we are. I'm sorry about that. Yes, we are moving that, and thank you for doing that.
So the motion is the ordinance as amended.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Any discussion on the other items in the public services report? Item 6, 7, 8. Okay, hearing none, we had a motion and support. Roll call vote for the public services report.
Madam Chair, I have my hand raised.
I'm sorry.
That's
Commissioner
okay.
Knies.
That's okay.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
I noticed number 4 talks about some renovations within Hines Park on Dearborn Heights. I am technologically deficient and was unable to sort of find some additional details within the packet. I just wondering if somebody could speak briefly to those updates and how they're going to be applied.
Someone speak to item number 4, please.
Good morning, Madam Chair, Alicia Bradford, Wayne County Parks Director, through the chair to Commissioner Kniezek. This is a MDOT TAP award that we received in 2017 to do a connector in Dearborn Heights, adjacent to Parkland, in our Parkland Park area, to bring residents down to our Parkland Recreation area onto Hines. So those funds will be utilized for that connector and other materials that are needed, buffers, shrubbery, potential solar lighting, things of that nature, and stormwater management in a parking lot as well on the Hines Parkland Recreation area.
Okay, and I recall earlier in the year, I think it was back in January, myself and some constituents had met with representatives from the county and expressed some concerns. Is this the same project, this connector from Hines Drive there down that runs adjacent to the backyards of the Dearborn Heights residents there that touches Hines Drive? Is that correct?
Through the chair, this is the same project that runs adjacent right on the park property. That is behind some of the residential areas. And there's been subsequent meetings and additional meetings that will take place as well through our assistant county executive and our director of DPS.
There have been meetings or there will be meetings?
There has been an additional meeting. There will be an additional meeting scheduled.
Okay. Well, I mean, listen, I never come to these places to blow people up, but I was very clear when talking with the staff in January that I did not support this project and why I did not support this project. I've asked for multiple follow-up meetings to discuss this project. I'm not saying it's anyone's personal issue or challenge or responsibility. I'm not placing blame anywhere, but for my colleagues, I'll be voting no on this item. Would encourage you to vote no as well if you feel so inclined. The communication has to be better. I've got serious concerns about this type of construction running adjacent to the residents' backyards in the city of Dearborn Heights and what that's going to do to them. And you know, my understanding at the time was we were looking at doing 9 of these connector projects from Hines Drive to streets like Warren and what have you, or pardon me, I believe it was 10. And my suggestion was at the time is that I love connectors. I love making you know, our park systems more accessible. I don't like doing that at the expense of the safety and security and peace of mind of my residents. And so my suggestion at the time was if we're doing 10 connectors, let's just do 9. And that way we don't have the challenge or the fight with our residents. Thank you, Amina. And so I'm just disappointed to see that after expressing my opposition to this, after trying to advocate for my residents, I've not heard a single thing back from folks until I'm seeing it on the agenda here today and hearing this now. So I just wanted to register my disappointment. I wanted to also, again, let folks know that I will be voting no on this item because it is not what the residents of Dearborn Heights in this neighborhood want or are asking for. And if I could, Madam Chair, I would ask if I could be the maker of the motion for item number 8 because we're thrilled about that upgrade and that development in Redford Township. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you, Commissioner. If you could tell us, Commissioner Kniezek, about the issues that the residents have, so we're all clear.
Yeah, so the issues that the residents have were primarily with, you know, we're not talking a small path, right? We're not talking a dirt path that leads, you know, through the woods or what have you. We're talking an asphalt path, properly laid, mind you, which I appreciate, of course, you know, in terms of its depth, but also in terms of its width. So, you know, wide enough for vehicles to drive along. And this path would be running directly adjacent to the backyards of the residents that are living there in the university subdivision in Dearborn Heights. Now, again, I want to be fair here because when we first raised this issue, the response and the counter, if you will, was to see if they could move that pathway a bit farther away from the residents' backyards. I believe, if memory serves me, again, I've not heard back from anybody on this since January, but I believe at the time it was a 38-foot extension that was going to be adopted, so that would be 38 feet farther away from residents' backyards. But the concern at the time was the foot traffic, bike traffic, potential vehicle traffic that would be going along these backyards. The challenge being that there are no fences between the backyards in this area of Hines Drive. And so increasing the opportunity for people to walk into backyards where children are playing, where residents' personal items and materials are available, again, was of concern to the residents there. I believe that about 90% of the residents in this district gathered together a petition that was presented to the department to express their opposition to it as well. And again, I can understand that folks may not appreciate my comments and my remarks here, but we all have a job to do. And my residents have been very clear to me that this is something that they're opposed to. And so I'm going to continue to support my residents in that endeavor.
Thank you, Commissioner. I have a few more questions and then I'll turn it back over to Commissioner Marecki. Commissioner Killeen?
Madam Chair, my questions were around the proposed stormwater ordinance. I'll step back if other commissioners want to continue the discussion on this item.
Okay, Commissioner Baidoon, did you have a question or a comment on item 4?
Yeah, Madam Chair, thank you. I agree with my colleague, Commissioner Knizek. I was contacted by many of those residents being in the real estate business. Obviously, I know all of those people that live along that stretch in University subdivision, and they did have an issue. And I don't know whatever happened with the meeting with the administration, but I will also be voting no on this issue out of respect to all of these friends that we have there, and they had concerns. And from their perspective, this issue has not been resolved. And so I will also be voting no on item number 4.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Dobb.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I wanted to ask the administration, maybe Ms. Bradford, was Commissioner Knizek invited to any of the community meetings, or was he advised on what went on during the community meetings? And then can you let us know what happened at the last community meeting?
So through the chair, I am not certain. So as Commissioner Knizek is responding, he did not receive notification. Notification is communicated through several means, so he did not. So I'll just answer no, it did not receive it directly from me. From, again, prior discussions, we took into account, we had initial meeting last summer. We have subsequent meeting in the fall and additional conversation with one of the spokespersons from the community regarding some of the concerns. We responded with that, addressing any security concerns, any maintenance concerns that were previously brought to our attention. We indicated, and what we did was set back the path from the initial construction, which was on Wayne County property, in which some of the residents have acquired some of Wayne County property as their backyard. So we accommodated that, and we set the path back nearly 80 to 100 feet from the residents. There's existing tree and shrub buffers there. We included doing that as well as a retaining wall to deter any visibility as best as possible into the residential area. To Commissioner Knizek's point, we did look at the Outer Drive location with our SIMCOG and MDOT directs. That property was a half a mile away from the access to Hines. It created additional steep slope, so it wouldn't be advantageous to create a connector at that point. It would require additional funding, additional reconfiguration. It would not be family friendly or safe for travelers from that. It would be more so for the adults. This non-motorized trail, vehicles will not be riding on the path. It is only our maintenance vehicles for respective maintenance, or if there's an emergency for egress. It is non-motorized trail for walking, biking, parents with strollers, whatever the case, to safely get from Ann Arbor Trail, from the Parkland Park that is now currently managed by Dearborn Heights, down to the Parkland Park Recreation Area, which is at Hines Park, and then they can continue to utilize Hines Park. And then the focus is to try to connect those communities safely to that 17 miles to enjoy accessibility to other recreation opportunities.
Madam Chair, to that point,
Yes, Commissioner Baydun, but Commissioner Dobbs still has the floor, but to that point, Commissioner
no,
Baydun.
go ahead. No, go ahead. I'll yield for Commissioner Dobb, and I'll come back.
Okay, Commissioner Dobbs.
Thank you. I just wanted to ask Commissioner Kniezek if he knew if the residents were happy with the path being set back that far and having the retaining wall and the bushes being there rather than like a full fence to separate the path from their backyard.
Yeah, I appreciate the question, Commissioner. To be candid with you, I don't think that there's going to be any sort of modification that could be made or suggested that is going to satisfy the concerns of the residents who live in that neighborhood, whether it's, setting the path farther back or, constructing a retaining wall or what have you. I've reached out to, as was just discussed, the one individual who is the representative of the folks in that subdivision to ask what any updates they might have or new information they might have. And they've mentioned that they do have another Zoom meeting that is scheduled with some folks here at the department. So if there is additional conversations being had, I think that's great. I would love for those conversations to be had before we make a decision here once and for all. And again, just want to reiterate that folks have been communicative up until a certain point, and suggestions and alternatives were put forward. I really do appreciate that because the goal here is not to, prevent accessibility to our park system. I personally live right next to Hines Drive. I love Hines Drive. I run in Hines Drive, not as much as I should, but it's a real gem in our community, and increasing access to those gems is really important to us. We just don't want this access point to be right up against or near the backyards of our residents. So,
Commissioner Marecki, do you have a?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Madam Clerk. I would like to amend the motion I just made for this CAPS report and send item 4 back to committee, which will meet on this August 24th. The CAPS committee, so we can further discuss this. And I'm hoping that the neighbors that Commissioner Kniezek have mentioned that they will be on that meeting. We did open up our CAPS committee to the public. We didn't hear anything about this item at all. So I would encourage that group to come and we can discuss this further.
Okay.
I will support that. I'll support that motion by Commissioner Marecki.
That amended
The amended, okay,
Yes,
the amended
yes.
motion. Okay, thank you, Commissioner Clark.
Oh, no, that's the chair, the committee did exactly what I was going to suggest. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Hayes.
That's exactly what I was gonna ask, to table the issues back to the committee. So I'm happy that the amendment addressed that.
Okay, thank you. So the amended motion is to approve all items, the receive and file, the amendment as the amendment with the additional items for the ordinance, and to send item 4 back to committee. And we have a motion and support. We'll have a roll call vote if not any more questions. And I'm sorry, Commissioner Colleen wanted to go back to the ordinance. Commissioner Colleen?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. I wasn't exactly sure if that was included in the,
Yes.
Okay.
It is.
Yeah, I have a couple of questions here, and it was a little hard for me to read between the lines, and strikeout versions of ordinances are always difficult to read. Is this to get more of our communities to have separated sewers? Is that what this is going to do with this amended ordinance? Everybody's already under federal rules to do that, but is this going to move along separating the sewers in Wayne County?
I think someone will be on here, but this is more about building new facilities. And I'm sure there's someone on here that can explain it better.
Yeah, so it's not the sewer separation, it's having impermeable surfaces and that sort of
Correct.
thing when you, okay.
Correct.
But just out of curiosity, is there a map available of in Wayne County of what communities have separated and what communities have combined sewers? Is that available?
Through the chair, this is Patrick Cullen from Wayne County Department of Public Services, Environmental Services Division. To Commissioner Klein's question, yes, we do have a map that identifies CSO and non-CSO areas of the county.
Good.
It is fluid, just to let you know, Commissioner, because local communities are in the process, as we speak, of separating certain sections of their CSO areas. But we do have a map that we could share.
That would be great, Mr. Cullen. And I am aware of that. And I know, like with the flooding out in Grosse Pointe Park, they separated their sewers, but in the public discussion, it turns out not everything was separated in the park. So you kind of got that going on too. The requirement of 1.9 inch rain over a 48-hour period, that is going to be for what size of a parcel of land has to do that?
So the new ordinance and rule impacts any project that is greater than 1 acre in size, or has a earth disturbance or land disturbance greater than 1 acre, or disturb or creates 1/2 acre or more of impervious surface. And that's in concert with what DWSD did in their amended rules.
Yeah, that's a good move. Thank you, Mr. Cullen. And I also want to ask Commission Counsel, in your queries, Counsel, you had a lot of questions about enforcement, what the county can do, fining. Have your questions been resolved to your satisfaction, Madam Counsel?
Through the chair to this honorable body, indicated to the committee, that issue will really resolve around how the ordinance is ultimately implemented. It is our understanding that Corporation Counsel and the department are fully aware of their limitations, and they will properly implement the ordinance. So I would say yes, at this time, I don't have any particular concerns, but again, that's all about how they enforce it. And I think some of it was just the way it was worded, and we were looking for better clarifying language, but the department were concerned. My understanding is that that won't be an issue before.
Okay, thank you. Well, given that response, what kind, is there reporting or something like that? How is the commission even going to know if there's enforcement actions that are either taken or not taken, given the situation? How are we going to know as a commission to keep oversight on that?
Now, that question I'll have to refer to the department because I don't think that they will report every project or every issue. So I'll turn it over to the department for response.
But what we don't have is some reporting requirement in the ordinance. I'll take that as a yes. I'd love to hear from the department on this.
Could you repeat the question, please, Commissioner Clean? I'm sorry.
Yeah. So when something comes up with these over 1 acre and maybe the county doesn't feel like they've properly done the retention basin or whatever, our job is to enforce our ordinance. How is the commission going to know when there's when issues do arise that the county either does or does not enforce the ordinance? Because there was talk in there of fines and all that kind of stuff. And so, I want to know that in each one of these cases, we're absolutely having like retention, so how are we going to know when a conflict comes up, and is there going to be a report to the commission, like on each one of these instances where the ordinance will come into play? How are we going to know, Mr. Cullen?
So I know I have Jim Jernigan from Corp Counsel here who can respond as well, but there is no reporting requirement in the rules or administrative or in the ordinance or the administrative rules back to commission. the department implements the ordinance and enforces the ordinance as written. And there isn't, you know, similar to other ordinances that we enforce in public services, I'm not aware that there's any requirement for us to go back to the commission to you know, enumerate every enforcement action that takes place.
Okay. Okay, I'm just, you know, I'm just very concerned here with that nobody gets to skate on this ordinance, you know.
Well, I can, if I can speak just from practical experience from a lot of our environmental, you know, ordinances, 95, if not 99% of the issues get resolved in the field, either by a phone call or by a conversation with the permit holder. It's very unusual and rare for us to have to take formal action to enforce the provisions of our ordinance. And I'm not saying it never happens, but it is very rare and unusual.
Okay, well, I suppose then should administratively, should some disagreement come up with a property owner or something like that, and the property owner is not satisfied with what the county is doing, I'm guessing then their commissioner is going to hear about it. So I guess in that way, there is kind of a reporting, maybe not requirement, but there is a reporting. All righty, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Cullen. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. At this time, we'll have a roll call vote on the public services report.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Basham,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Coleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Dobb,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Killeen,
Aye.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Knizik,
Yes.
Commissioner Markey,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydoun,
Yes.
Vice Chair Palomera,
Yes.
Chair Bell.
Yes.
Motion carries, and I have Commissioner Knizik as the maker of the motion on item 8.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next item, please.
We're moving to page 4 of the agenda. Report B is from the Committee on Ways and Means. There are 3 items listed.
Commissioner Varga.
Thank you. I move approval of the committee report and ways.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Any discussion on the Ways and Means report? Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Basham,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Coleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Dobb,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Killeen,
Aye.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Knizik,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydoun,
Yes.
Vice Chair Palomera,
Yes.
Chair Bell.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Next item, please.
We're moving to report C from the Committee on Public Safety, Judiciary, and Homeland Security. There are 3 items listed on pages 4 and 5 of the agenda.
Commissioner Clark Coleman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move that we receive and file items 1 and 2 and approve item 3.
Support.
Okay, moved and supported. Any discussion on the public safety report? Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Basham,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Coleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Dobb,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Killeen,
Aye.
Commissioner Kinlock,
Aye.
Commissioner Knizik,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydoun,
Yes.
Vice Chair Palomera,
Yes.
Chair Bell.
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you. Next item, please.
We're on report D from the Committee on Government Operations. There are 4 items listed on pages 5 and 6 of the agenda.
Hey, Commissioner Dobb.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to move item number 1 for receive and file, and items 2, 3, and 4 for approval. For item number 4, I'd like to invite Bruce Campbell from Corporation Counsel to make a comment.
Okay, is there support?
Support.
Support.
Okay, I moved and supported. Mr. Campbell?
Thank you very much. Bruce Campbell, lead attorney in Wayne County Corporation's Counsel's Office. And I'm addressing item 3 actually, which is the approval of settlement in the matter of Michigan ASME, Wayne County Retiree Subchapter 38 versus County of Wayne, grievance number 8. At Government Operations, we had indicated this is a class action and has been sent to the court, Wayne County Circuit Court, for approval, and that's necessary under both the settlement agreement and under the Michigan court rules. And my understanding is that the resolution was revised after the agenda was sent out to indicate that the commission's approval was subject to the approval of the Wayne County Circuit Court. And that's an essential part of the resolution. And I just wanted to bring that to the commissioner's attentions, and I appreciate the opportunity to address the commission.
Thank you. Pam, you want to reiterate what you discussed earlier about the resolution?
I'm sorry, Madam Chair.
The resolution will have the corrected amended language in it.
Yes, that language was added to the resolution. So before the resolutions get transmitted out, that information is there and it'll be seen by everyone who receives the resolutions.
Thank you. Okay, Commissioner Dobb?
And
You all set?
that's it. Yep. Then we have a motion, or well, I made the motion. We got support, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Government Operations Report has been moved and supported. Any discussion on the 4 items? Any discussion? Make sure I don't see any hands. Okay, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Basham,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Coleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Dobb,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Killeen,
Aye.
Commissioner Kinlack,
Yes.
Commissioner Knizik,
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydoun,
Yes.
Vice Chair Palomero,
Yes.
Chair Bell,
Yes.
motion carries.
Okay, thank you. Next item, please.
We're moving to page 6 of the agenda, upcoming committee meetings.
Okay, everyone, please note the upcoming meetings. If there are any changes, please let the clerk know. Next item.
Public comments.
Okay, could unmute everyone. If there's anyone on the telephone or on Zoom who would like to make public comments, you may do so at this time. You have 2 minutes, and please introduce yourself. Anyone for public comments?
Hi, my name is Leah Riley, and I would like to make a public comment.
Go ahead.
Hi.
Welcome.
So, thank you. I'm a resident and mother who lives here in Wayne County. I'm from Redford Township, and I am here again petitioning you, my representatives, to draft and enact an ordinance banning government and businesses of Wayne County from participating in medical discrimination in the form of implementing vaccine passports and mandates. According to the Lansing State Journal, Michigan COVID-19 vaccine tracker, barely 50% of Wayne County residents have been fully vaccinated, and less than 30% of the city of Detroit has been fully vaccinated. It's critical that you, as representatives of the people of Wayne County, understand that half your constituents are facing discrimination in their employment and ability to participate fully in society based on their personal and private medical decisions, and you must take action on their behalf. Actions speak louder than words. Understand, over 70% of Detroiters have not been fully vaccinated, indicating that they have valid concerns and must have their choices respected. Businesses threatening the livelihoods of hardworking Wayne County residents based on vaccination status is wrong and must not be allowed in our community. How are you going to support the drafting of this ordinance? What are you going to do this week to show that you are against discrimination here in Wayne County? Inaction speaks volumes. This next round of elections is going to be different than the past because people who haven't been paying attention are now paying very close attention and talking about your actions in response to this issue. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any additional public comments?
I do have an email.
Okay, all right, let's see if there are any one else on the phone or on the Zoom. Okay, go ahead with the email.
Hello, my name is Jeffrey Miller, and I am a Wayne County resident from Livonia. For the last year, Wayne County residents like me have seen their individual rights violated again and again in the name of safety from the COVID-19 pandemic. But now people across our county, state, and country are being faced with a new looming threat: vaccine passports. If ever implemented, vaccine passports would infringe upon our rights even further, open the door to unlawful discrimination, and perpetuate even more government intervention in our lives while failing to put our county on the road to resuming normal life. That's why I'm calling on you to draft and bring to a vote immediately an ordinance banning the government and businesses of Wayne County from implementing vaccine passports. This matter is of utmost urgency and importance. The people of our community have the God-given right to fully participate in society without being discriminated against based on their personal private medical decisions. However, these rights are being trampled on by local governments and businesses through vaccine mandates. Henry Ford Health System, Beaumont Health System, Livonia-based Trinity Health, the federal government, as well as our very own Van Buren Township, and many others have recently announced that they are now mandating the experimental COVID-19 vaccines for their employees and contractors. This is illegal and is effectively treating unvaccinated people as second-class citizens. We must send a clear message that the people of Wayne County will not tolerate discrimination of any form in our community. Vaccine passports are dangerous and unconstitutional, and we need your leadership to help ensure they never see the light of day here in Wayne County. I look forward to hearing your response and would greatly appreciate you acting quickly on this urgent matter. Sincerely, Jeffrey Miller, Livonia resident.
Thank you. Any additional emails?
No additional emails.
Thank you so much. Next item, please.
We're moving to page 7 of the agenda, new business. There are 2 items listed and there's an additional item on the addenda.
Okay. We have 2 items on a new business. They are reappointments to the zoo, the Wayne County Zoological Authority, and an appointment to the to DWIN. Is there a motion?
Move approval, Madam Chair.
Support.
Okay, I been moved by Commissioner Clark Coleman for 1 and 2, supported by Commissioner Kinlock. Any discussion on the 2 items? Any discussion on the 2 items? Don't see any hands. All righty. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Anderson?
Yes.
Commissioner Basham?
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Coleman?
Yes.
Commissioner Dodd?
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis? Commissioner Hattis?
Yes.
Commissioner Killeen?
Aye.
Commissioner Kinlock?
Yes.
Yes.
Commissioner Kniezek?
Yes.
Commissioner Marecki?
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick?
Yes.
Commissioner Scott?
Yes.
Commissioner Varga?
Yes.
Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydoun?
Yes.
Vice Chair Palomera?
Yes.
Chair Bell?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, thank you. And new business. I'm sorry, go ahead, Madam Clerk. Taking your
We are
job.
moving to the addenda, item number 3 under new business, requesting commission approval of a cooperative agreement with one-year option to renew between the Charter County of Wayne and Guide House not to exceed $4 million through the Michigan Association of Counties Co-Pro Plus Cooperative.
Okay, who's here to speak about this guidehouse contract?
Madam Chair, this is Huey Newsom, the CFO. I can speak to this.
Go ahead, Mr. CFO.
Okay, thank you very much. So as you all know, I think in the committee of the whole that was last month, we talked a lot about, you know, the challenges and the benefits of ARPA. Can't see my face, so I'm hoping that you all can see my face. But long story short, I think you all know the challenges that we have internally with staffing. It's very important, same with the CARES Act, it's very important that we have support and expertise to help us manage these particular funds. These are game changer funds, as was discussed and presented by the Guidehouse team back in the last committee of the whole. And you know, considering that they have, you know, proven themselves and their capability to help us with the CARES Act money, you know, I would strongly recommend that that commission adopt this resolution, allowing us to enter into this contract. Remember that this is paid with from ARPA money. This does not come from county money to allow them to administer over this. And you know, you're looking at roughly 4 million against 340 million. So the ratio is relatively small, I'll say. And so looking at it from that standpoint, I think that based on the track record of Guidehouse, along with the expertise that we'll need to kind of help us navigate over the next year, over the next year, because the term of this contract is through next year. We want to make sure that we have the right level of support. So I would strongly encourage, and I do request that commission take this up and vote to support this resolution.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Newsom. Commissioner Basham.
Thank you, Madam Chair. First of all, you know, I'm an opponent of sole source contracts. So is this in effect like my deal, except it's for the counties? That'd be my first question.
It's via co-op. I don't know if Aaron Wagner's on the call. He can get more into the specifics of that, but it's via co-op. Aaron, are you on the line?
Yes, I am on the line. Through the chair, Commissioner Basham, yes, this is a cooperative in the state of Michigan. It is like my deal, except that for every dollar we spend on this, there is a small amount of revenue that comes back to the county by being members of Co-Pro Plus.
Okay. The other thing too, the former speaker talked about it's ARPA money, it's not county money. All money is actually people that pay taxes is money. So, you know, when people say it's federal money, not county money, or county money, not city money, it's our money. So I take a little bit of issue with that, but knowing that it's not just a sole source or a comparable source or a no bid contract. I know that there's more particulars to it. I know it's a big deal, but just to let you know, I'm going to continue to be the skunk at the picnic, and I'm going to reluctantly support this, but it is actually taxpayer money. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you. Any additional questions on this item?
Move approval, Madam Chair.
Support. Moved and supported. Any further discussion on this item?
Madam Chair,
Yes, Commissioner Anderson.
had a quick question to our legal counsel for the commission. Felicia, have all your concerns been addressed at this point?
Yes, they made the revisions we had.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Any additional questions on this item? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Basham,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Coleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Dog,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Colleen,
Aye.
Commissioner Kenlot,
Yes.
Commissioner Kenizic,
Yes.
Commissioner Morecki,
Yes.
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Vice Chair Pro Tem Badun,
Yes.
Vice Chair Palomero,
Yes.
Chair Bell,
Yes,
motion carries.
very good. Next item, please.
We are on testimonial resolutions and certificates of appreciation back on page 7 of the agenda. There are 4 items listed.
Okay, is there a motion?
Move for
So
approval.
moved.
Been
Support.
moved and supported. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Anyone wish to abstain?
Motion carries.
Thank you. Next item, please.
We're moving to memoriams. There are 5 names listed.
Okay, thank you. We've had a lot of our dear friends and public servants to pass away since our last meetings. Some of them are listed here. Commissioner Morecki?
Thank you, Madam Chair. If I may, if I could just say a couple words about Pat Kirksey, and Madam Clerk, could you add Commissioner Knezik's name on this as well? In my haste, I forgot that, so I'm sorry. But just a couple words about Pat. She died last week at age 90 and had a great life up until her death just a couple months before. But she's the wife of Jack Kirksey, who was the mayor of Livonia for 16 years and also the state rep there for a time. But Pat was an amazing woman. She was an educator and she had her own career in her own right, but she was completely involved in everything with Livonia through all these years. She was very kind, very hospitable, and she'll be remembered mostly for her friendship and kindness. And I can't tell you how many memories we all have of campaign meetings at their house, parties, celebrations. Every day I remember a new thing with Pat. She was an amazing woman, and her hospitality was her party giving talents were just something else. So I just wanted to highlight her today, and we will miss her greatly. And she had a wonderful life. So thank you.
Madam the Chair, I would like to ask Commissioner Morecki if she could add my name.
Of course.
Also, Mrs. Kresge and her husband, they was dear friend to myself and my wife.
Of course.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Clark Coleman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to speak on behalf of the Michigan Court of Appeals Judge, Karen Fort Hood. I met Karen when I was in graduate school. She was working on her master's, and I too as well. And we became very close friends. We've remained that way over the years. So I'm well aware that she has been, she's had a health challenge over the years, but I thought that she was about to overcome that. So, well, not overcome it, but live with it. So it was a great sadness when I heard that Karen had passed away. She was a dear person. Very, very, very compassionate person. And we are certainly going to miss her. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Scott.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to speak on Ruth Bykowski. Her husband was former Vice Chair Clem Bykowski. And Clem died a few years ago, and they came down and we all gave a resolution, a memorial to her for him. And so her daughter called me and asked me, but she does live in Livonia. So Morecki may want to put her name on it. I don't know, but or not. But because we had known each other for many, many years. And Clem, after Clem left there, he went to the legislature. So it's been a political great. And Karen Fort Hood, my prayers go out to her and her family. I served on many committees with her and stuff before she became a judge. So we're just so sorry for the loss of Karen Ford Hood. She was an excellent judge. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Anderson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just wanted to ask Commissioner Marecki if she would add my name for Pat Kirksey for the memorial
Sure.
resolution.
Sure.
Having represented Livonia for 8 years in the Senate, I got to know the Kirkseys pretty well, and I had known Jack before that, but really appreciated both of them and their kindness always. And I did want to ask Commissioner Scott, I believe Mrs. Bykowski, you said Clem was her husband. Wasn't he the person that provided the little legislative pins, the little ones of the state of Michigan? I think he did that. And
He did.
I purchased those and gave those out. And I think Commissioner Knezek, when he was in the House, had some of them also. So he was quite a character. I had talked to Ruth on the phone, but I'd never had the opportunity to meet her. But he was quite the character. And as far as Judge Karen Ford Hood, I can't imagine how many times I voted. I'd have to stop and count the years I voted for her when she was on the ballot on circuit court and other in Court of Appeals. She was a great public servant on the court. But that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Commissioner, oh, go ahead, Commissioner.
Oh,
Scott.
yeah, and Clem also he made belts and stuff too,
Oh, yeah.
with the buckle on them. Yes, yes.
He sent me samples of everything.
Yes, yes, he was quite a guy.
Commissioner Kinlock.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would absolutely like to give a few words in memory of Judge Karen Ford Hood. I've known her for a number of years. She, of course, many of us are aware of the historical accomplishments that she had made. But she was always just a regular common person who was always so kind. She swore me into my first elected office on the Detroit Board of Education. And over the years, I've continued to talk and have lunch with her regularly. And so my heart and thoughts and prayers absolutely go out to her sister and her family and extended family as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Vice Chair Palomero.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to place the name of Andy Sawicki, Swiecki, in memoriam. Andy is one of the longest serving treasurers in the history of municipal government in Michigan. He lived his whole life in Wyandotte, served in Wyandotte. To say he was a pillar of the community doesn't do him justice. He was on every imaginable service club, Goodfellows. The next person that would say anything unkind about Andy Sawicki would be the first. He will be dearly missed, and his funeral is taking place right now. And I've also been informed that former Detroit Tigers legend has just passed away. Tigers catcher Bill Freehan has recently died, on a very good source who just texted me literally since I started speaking here. So Bill Freehan was a wonderful Detroit Tiger and former head baseball coach at the University of Michigan. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Clark-Coleman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It just occurred to me that I neglected to mention the name of Larry Quarles. I don't know how many of you know Larry Quarles, but his wife is former Oakland County Commissioner Nancy Quarles. So he passed away the last couple of days ago. Maybe 2 or 3 days ago, Larry passed away. So we would certainly like to keep Larry in our thoughts. He was a very proud veteran, and as well as very active in many organizations. We need to really wrap our arms around Nancy and as
Yes.
she goes through this very challenging time.
Yes, thank you, Commissioner. I neglected to say that too, so thank you for saying that. Commissioner Scott?
Yes, my prayers go out to Nancy. Oh gosh. And Larry was a nice guy too.
Yeah, he was.
Yes, he was a really nice guy. Just wonderful to sit and talk to. And Nancy, of course, we served with her for many years, and my prayers certainly go out to her. Thank you.
Thank you. Attorney Avery Williams, which is on our list, he was the attorney for the Ethics Board. Many of you may know that he served the Ethics Board very well as their attorney. And of course, Judge Karen Ford Hood, who's also my sorority sister. We want to wish or extend our sympathies to her family, to all that knew her. She was an excellent judge, and she'll be sorely missed, as will all of the persons that we have on our memorials today. So at this time, I would like to ask everyone, bow your head for a moment of silence to remember those that we've lost. Thank you so much, and we will continue to keep all the families in our prayers during this difficult time. Next item, please.
Reconsiderations.
Are there any reconsiderations? Hearing none. Next item.
Remarks by members.
Any remarks by members?
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Just would like to just make note, but I did see that Brooke Blackwell did send out a communication indicating that the Detroit Wayne Integrated Health Network Board did appoint Eric Doa as the new director for DWAN. And since I've been on it, even before I got on, he has shown himself to absolutely be a person of the utmost character and someone who takes each of the roles that he has held in his community very seriously. Since I've been on the DWIN board, he has been very fluent in his understanding of the various issues that DWIN tackles in regards to the all of the needs of the various communities within Wayne County. So I was very proud to be a part of that unanimous vote that was taken in his appointment.
Thank you, Commissioner. Yes, we want to congratulate Eric. I've worked with him over the last few months, and he will be a dynamic as the permanent CEO of DWIN. So congratulations to Eric if he's listening on. Commissioner Basham.
Thank you, Madam Chair. You know, I don't want to respond to people that talk under public comment, but what I will respond to is this. It's not a public right to drive a vehicle. You have to pass a test, you have to be a certain age, and so on and so forth. You have to protect the entire public. So shut your pie hole, get your damn shot, and so the rest of us can be protected. Our neighbors, our family, our friends. There are people at risk. I've lost friends that died of COVID. So when people start doing a narrow explanation of you know, their rights being taken away, or their kids don't want to wear a mask and all this sort, you know, this is divisive. And our country should be getting together like we did after 9/11. Like we should realize, for the good of everybody, we come together, we get this COVID behind us, including all the different strains. Right now we're doing the Delta variant. And so there's some states that don't want to mandate wearing masks or taking shots. There's other states that do. The worst part of, and this is for my colleagues, I monitor this every day and post it every day. And I appreciate the people that are on commission that are doing this and are trying to give out masks and doing, you know, trying to keep people safe. But the worst city in the Wayne County that I'm a part of, if there's anything I could do in Detroit, there's a lot of folks that are reluctant to take the shot. and they need to get the shot. The state of Michigan, give praise to the governor whose life was threatened, but give praise to the governor for taking a tough stand and for making us one of the safer states in this country. So when people talk about their rights, you know, think about your kids. I'd like to see your kids grow up and be our future leaders. So it's not about individual rights. Think about it when you drive a car. It's not your right. It's a privilege, and you have to pass certain criteria. So let's move forward. Let's not point fingers at each other. Let's take the shot and make our decisions based on science, not political agendas, left or right. Thank you, and I'll shut my pothole. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Varga.
Thank you. Ditto, Ray. I would like to let everyone know that we are on target to pass the proposed ordinance out of committee on the 26th. And we'll be sending it to you, Madam Chair, for Kyle and full board.
Thank you. I look forward to it. And I guess since you had that nice little comment, I'll say my comment right now. And everyone, if you could please tentatively, I'm looking at my schedule, tentatively put on your calendar, if everything goes as planned, we'll have a cow on August 31st with hopefully adoption of the budget on September 2nd. Of course, I'll wait for the committee to complete their work and we'll send out a formal notice. But tentatively, we're going to say August 31st for the committee of the whole to discuss the budget. 10 o'clock, 10. And then on our September 2nd full board meeting, it'll be on for full adoption. But you will get something formally once I confer with the chair ways and means. Thank you. Commissioner Clark-Holman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm happy that that Ray Basham, Commissioner Basham, spoke up on this issue, because it tears me when I hear people make statements that are incorrect, and they're making them before our board meeting, our commission meeting, and I don't want anyone to ever get the misconception that we support this. I know all of our commissioners are vaccinated, fully vaccinated, and have been for a very long time. So we don't certainly want to send signals out that we're in support of the kinds of things that they're mentioning here during our open forum, and especially when they make misleading statements. And I just kind of want, at that time, I just want to speak up and say that's not true. So I don't know, I guess we have to let them say what they need to say, but maybe we can put a disclaimer on the end of it that says that these are not the thoughts of the Wayne County Commission. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you. Commissioner Baidoon.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I want to say bravo, Commissioner Basham. I echo everything that he said. We need to be more vocal with this rise of new cases, especially the Delta variant. I recently had a friend, a colleague, was only 35 years old, and believe it or not, he was fully vaccinated, and yet he got the Delta virus, and the doctors told him if it wasn't for your full vaccination, you could have been dead. You know, we continue to share these reports on a daily basis, and we just, you know, the only way we're going to achieve herd immunity is by having the majority of the population vaccinated. Yeah, and I agree with you, Commissioner Basham. It's not about your right; it's about the rights of other people. You know, if you don't want to be vaccinated and you know, then you're putting other people at risk. So, but I totally agree, and we got to continue putting the word out that we need everybody to get vaccinated so we can resume our normal lives. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you so much. Commissioner Baker McCormick.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just wanted to remind the commissioners of the Wayne County Commission applications. They are open, and I hope that you're working on getting at least 2 young people to be a part of the commission council. The applications are due September 7th, and I hope you are again working on those 2 young people. Thank you.
Commissioner McCormick, can you
Yes.
send me again, can you send me the appointees that who were appointed by Commissioner Ware?
We will do that. And yes, and I'm glad you mentioned that, Commissioner Kenlock. If you had a student enrolled last year, they can continue. All you need to do is reach out to that student to let them know that you would like them to continue on the council. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Anderson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I mean, I hated to, I was going back and forth whether or not to say the same thing, but I commend the comments that were made before about this not appearing to be something that the commission is supporting as being fact or a position we're taking. I think it's just absurd that people would believe that their rights supersede everyone else's health. It's as Commissioner Basham said, driver's licenses, but you have rights. We have rights of freedom of speech, but we don't have the right to go into a theater and yell fire. There's many, many examples of where there are reasonable restrictions on our rights. And this has been found to be a reasonable restriction. It's not something that is, as she referred to, experimental. If it's experimental, they've done a pretty good job of spreading it and testing it on a lot of people. And they're hanging their hat on that. My whole family's been vaccinated. My 88-year-old mother has been vaccinated, even though she lives in the South and she's getting, they're down there. It's the misinformation and just outright lies are being spread. And it's terrible what's happening. And some of those people probably are well-meaning, but they're absolutely doing a disservice to all their friends and family members and the community. And I think we have to stand firm to protect the public health. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Amen to everybody.
Vice Chair Palomera, then back to Commissioner Vargas.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Oftentimes, and it happened today, people suggest that the county commission take action that, quite frankly, we don't have the authority to even do. So it's a moot point. What was suggested and has been suggested in the past, the county has no authority, legal or otherwise, to take such wide-reaching action. So it's a moot point, and I appreciate my colleagues bringing up all of their perspective on that matter. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner Vargas.
Thank you. I just wanted to ask a question about the Youth Council. The fine print said that applications will not be accepted after September 16th, and I just wanted to make sure that I read it correctly.
And I said on the correct.
You're breaking up, Commissioner.
16th is the correct date.
16th?
16th, September 16th. I misspoke.
Okay, so I have one that is sending her application back. The other one has not, who really wants to do it. If I only get one, then I will not be able to fill it later on then?
No, you will.
Commissioner, you're breaking up.
No, you will not. Can you hear me?
Yes, yep.
Okay. Yeah,
All the
so
other
we want all of the students to start the program at the same time. So the cutoff is September 16th. We will not accept any new applicants or new students after the 16th of September.
Okay, everyone should take notice of that then. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Seeing no other hands, I'll just say that I agree that we should, as a country, come together and make sure that we are doing our best to keep all of our citizens safe. All commissioners have been vaccinated. We realize the importance of getting vaccinated. My 88-year-old mother-in-law, all the way down to my 12-year-old child and my 14-year-old child have been vaccinated because I want to keep them safe. I want to keep them alive. And I am hopeful that all citizens will understand the importance of the vaccines and the importance of getting vaccinated so that we can all put this COVID behind us and go back to the way normal used to be. We don't want to be afraid. We don't want to wear masks for the rest of our lives. We want this behind us. And the only way we can do that is for all of us to get vaccinated. So I applaud the efforts of all of my colleagues to constantly remind and tell their residents to do so. I do so at every moment that I can. We have mobile vaccination units out. Vaccination units are at grocery stores. There's one right up the street. They're there every day vaccinating the shoppers. So we just have to make sure that we're vigilant in getting the correct information out and dispelling the myths that are out there so that we can all be a safer society. It saddens me when we go back and forth on this issue. The science is real, the data is real, and we can only move forward if we all get vaccinated together so we can all be one healthy United States. At this time, I would like to entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved, Madam Chair.
All right, thank you so much. Meeting adjourned.
Day.